A Minute with Alan. This episode is Agendas. I gave a speech once, one of thousands I've made, and in this particular instance, I believe it was in Washington, D.C., I walked off stage, and as usual, people came up to me to chat in the hall and so on. And a woman came up to me and said, "I want to tell you how impressive you are." I said, because she said, "You're neutral in your pronouns." She said, "You say he and you say she. You refer to women, you refer to men." She said, "It's not very common these days, and you do a good job." I said, "Well, thank you." Not 10 minutes later, another woman comes up to me and says, "You are terribly, terribly sexist." I said, "Why is that?" She said, "Well, I found that you didn't call on women as much as you did men in the Q&A, and that you tended to cut women off, and you listened to men longer, and you laughed when men said something funny, but not when women said something funny." I said, "Well, you're the only one to tell me that, so perhaps it's not me so much as what." She says, "Believe me, I do this all the time." Well, she does do it all the time because they each had an agenda. The first was a pronoun counter. The second was a timing person, right? Whatever you want to call them. But we live with these people with agendas, and they infiltrate, they intrude on, they take over conversations about other things. I was making a point in a magazine that's very well read. I won't mention it here out of, I don't know, arrogance or care, but anyway. A woman wrote a letter to the editor that was published and said that my points shouldn't be taken seriously because I had mentioned in the article that I smoke cigars and clearly I did not know how to make good life choices. And I wrote a letter about how stupid that position was, and they printed that. My point is that agendas tend to supersede, and they take over, and people only look through this narrow lens. It depends where you are on climate or abortion or immigration, and nothing else counts. Just these single issues for people. Those are the agendas. And I suggest when you face someone like that, just get the hell out of the room.